bless thy cravings of my soul. To reach thy bosom, may this world of mine be filled with peace and bliss from pole to pole. Yes, be filled with peace and bliss from pole to pole. At the Angasparsha mantra, we touching our limbs and praying for health. Om Wak Wak, Om Prana Prana, Om Chakshush Chakshu, Om Shrotram Shrotram, Om Nabi, Om Hridayam, Om Kantaha, Om Shiraha, Om Bahubhyam Yashobalam, Om Kartal Prishte. Marjanam Mantra. Om Bhupanatu Shirasi, Om Bhuvapanatu Netrayo, Om Swapanatu Kantehe, Om Mahapanatu Rittaye, Om Janapanatu Nabhyam, Om Tapahapanatu Padayoho, Om Satyam Panatu Panya Shrirasi, Om Kam Brahma Panatu Sarvatra. Pranayam mantra. We breathe in and slowly breathing out. We chant these mantras. Om Bhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Jana, Om Tapa, Om Satya. Om Bhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satya. Om Bhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satya. Akarmarshanam mantra. Om Ritan cha Satyam cha Bidhata tapasoda jayata Tato Ratraya Jaya Tata Samudro Arnavaha. Om Samudra Darnava Dadhi Samvatsaro Ajayata Ahoratrani Vidadyad Vishwasya Vishato Vashi. Om Surya Chandra Masau Dhata Yata Purvamakalpayat Divam cha Pritavim cha Antarikshamato Swa. Om Shano Devi Rabishtaya Apo Bhavantu Pitaye Shanyo Rabhi Sravantu Naha. Manasa Parikramantra. Om Prachidig Agniradipati Rasito Rakshita Ditya Ishavaha Tibyo Namo Dipatibyo Namo Rakshitribyo Nama Ishabyo Nama Ebyo Astu Yosman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dvishmastam Vochambe Dadmaha. Om Dakshinadikindro Dipatestiraschi Raji Rakshita Pitara Ishava Tebyo Namo Dipatibyo Namo Rakshitribyo Nama Ishabhyo nama ebhyo astu. Yosman dvishtiyam vayam dvishmastam vochambe dadmaha. Om Pradiji Digvaruno Dipati Pridako Rakshitana Mishavaha. Dibhyo Namo Dipatibhyo Namo Rakshitribhyo Namah Ishabhyo Namah Ebhyo Astu. Yosman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dvishmastam Vochambe Dadmaha. Om Yudhichi Diksomo Dipati Svajo Rakshita Shanarishabha. Dibhyo Namo Dipatibhyo Namo Rakshitribhyo Namah Ishabhyo Namah Ebhyo Astu. Yosman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dvishmastam Mojambe Dadmaha. Om Dhruva Digvishnuradipati Kalmasha Grivo Rakshita Virudaishavah. Dibhyo Namo Dipatibhyo Namo Rakshitribhyo Namah Ishabhyo Namah Ebhyo Astu. Yosman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dvishmastam Mojambe Dadmaha. Om Urdhva Digbrihaspati Radipati Shwitro Rakshita Varshamishava. Dibhyo Namo Dipatibhyo Namo Rakshitribhyo Namah Ishabhyo Namah Ebhyo Astu. Yosman Dvishtiyam Bhayam Dvishmastam Mojambe Dadmaha. Upasthana Mantra. At this time we feel very close to the divine and we chant these mantras. Om Udvayantamassaspari Swaha Pashyanta Uttaram Devam Devatra Suryam Aganma Jyotiruttama. Om Yudutyam Jata Vedasam Devam Vahanti Ketavaha Drishye Vishwaya Suryam. Om Chitram Devana Murgadanikam Chakshur Mitrasya Varunasya Agani Apradhyava Prithvi Antariksham Suryo Atma Jagatastas Tushascha Swaha. Om Takchakshir Devahitam Purastat Chukramucharat Pashe Ma Sharada Shatam Jive Ma Sharada Shatam Shrinyuyama Sharada Shatam Prabhavyama Sharada Shatam Adinasyama Sharada Shatam Bhuyascha Sharada Shatat. Om Shano Devi Ravishtaya Apo Bhavantu Pitaye Shanyo Rabhi Sravantu Naha. Atta Brahma Gayatri Savitri Guru Mantra. Om Bhurbhuvaha Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo naha prachodayat. स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. O soul of life, the holy King of kings, O God of all the regions high and low, O Lord of joy, whose glory nature sings, who shaped thy earth and let thy mortals grow. We seek thy blessed feet to meditate upon thy glorious form of holy light, which drives away the gloom of sins we hate, and make thy soul of righteous people bright. Yes, and make thy soul of righteous people bright. My heart, O Father, meekly prays to thee, to win thy grace to make me good and wise, and bless my mind with knowledge full and free, from dark and vicious thoughts of sins and lies. Yes, from dark and vicious thoughts of sins and lies. Samarpana Vakyam. हे ईश्वर दयानिधे भवत्कृपायानेन जपोपासनाधिकर्मणा धर्मार्थं मोक्षानं सद्यः सिद्धिर्भवेन. ॐ नमः शम्भवाय च मयो भवाय च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च. हे मङ्गलेश शङ्कर मंगल करो हमारा, पावन प्रकाश पाए परमार्थ पुण्य द्वारा. परिजान पया पिला दो अवदर गाध दानी, तेरी शरण में आया है भक्त यह भवानी, है भक्त यह भवानी. And now I bow to thee, O God of calm, O God of peace and Lord of bliss divine. Thy grace supplies the burning hearts abound. Thy blessings in my right desires shine. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Iti sangshe sandhya upasana vidhi samaptaha. And now I will hand you over to Bhai Devendraji, who will lead us in the transition bhajan. And in the meantime, we ask all Yajman to come up on stage and take their respected seats.
If you can, please join with me on page 5 of your Atmagita in this very beautiful bhajan. Aaj mil sab geet gao, us Prabhu ke dhanyavad. Let us all come together to sing and to express our thanks unto that Lord whose glory and fame all noble and wise men and women continuously sing. आज मिल सब गीत गाओ, उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। जिसका यश नित गाते हैं, गंधर्व गुनी जन धन्यवाद। आज मिल सब गीत गाओ, उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। मंदिरों में कंदरों में, पर्वतों के शिखर पर, मंदिरों में कंदरों में, पर्वतों के शिखर पर, देते हैं लगातार सौ सौ पार मुनिवर धन्यवाद। आज मिल सब गीत गाओ, उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। करते हैं जंगल में मंगल, पक्षी गण हर शाख पर। करते हैं जंगल में मंगल, पक्षी गण हर शाख पर। पाते हैं आनंद मिलगा, ते हैं स्वर भर धन्यवाद। आज मिल सब गीत गाओ, उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। कोई में तालाब में सिंधु की गहरी डार में, कोई में तालाब में सिंधु की गहरी डार में, प्रेम रस में त्रेत होकर ते है जलचर धन्यवाद। आज मिल सब गीत गाओ, उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। धन्यवाद धन्यवाद, उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। धन्यवाद धन्यवाद, उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। आज मिल सब गीत गाओ, उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद, उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। My humble namaste once again. At this time, let us all join together on page 42 of our Vedic Aradhana as we chant the Sankalpa to mark our intention and this moment of time at which our Yajna will commence. Today, according to our Vikram Samvat, our Hindu Panchanga or calendar, is Bhadrapad Krishna Saptami Tithi. We are currently in the month of Bhadrapad, On this Saptami Tithi or seventh lunar day in the Krishna Paksha, that is the dark half or the waning phase of the moon. Today's Tithi began at 8 p.m. yesterday and will end at 6:09 p.m. today. Our Hindu year is Vikram Samvat 2081. Surya or the sun at this time is tracing a southward movement in the northern hemisphere. Our current season is Grishma or summer. Today is Ravivar or Sunday, and we're performing Deva Yajna, following in the lineage of Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati ji. तत्सत् अद्य श्री ब्रह्मणो द्वितीये प्रहरार्धे सप्तमे वैवस्वते मन्वन्तरे अष्टाविंशतितमे कलियुगे कलिप्रथमचरणे विंशतिः एकाशीतिः विक्रमी संवत् दक्षिणायने ग्रीष्म ऋतौ कृष्णपक्षे भाद्रपदमासे सप्तमी तिथौ रविवार दिवसे कृतिका नक्षत्रे कन्या लगने त्रैपुष्कर योग मुहूर्ते अमेरिका देशांतर्गते न्यूयॉर्क प्रांते क्वींस जनपदे ब्रायरवुड नगरे आर्य स्पिरिचुअल सेंटर आर्य समाज मंदिरम स्थाने देवयज्ञ कर्म करनाय दयानंद गोत्रोत्पन्नस्य श्रीमतः भवन्तं पुरोहितं वृणे. May Paramatma shower Ashirvad in the form of goodness, prosperity, and joy on our Yajmanis and all of us connected to this morning's Yajna. Om Satyah Santu Yajmananam Kamaha. Once again, a very warm and cordial welcome to all of us to this morning's Satsang. And now I'll invite our Purohit Nirachi to join all of us in this morning's Havan.
Atha Achmanam. Yajman taking water in the right palm. Om Amrito Pastranamasi Swaha. O Lord, the indestructible and protector of all, save us from pains and sorrow, just like a sheep protects us from below. Om Amrita Pidhanamasi Swaha. O Lord, the indestructible and protector of all, save us from pains and sorrow from above. Om Satyam Yashah Shrirmai Shrihishrayatam Swaha. O Lord, protector of all, be gracious to us so that our lives may be filled with truth, fame, fortune, and prosperity. Athanga Sparsha. Yajman taking water in the left palm and touching various sense organs of the body. Om Vanma Asyestu. Om Nasor me Pranostu. Om Akshnor me Chakshurastu. Om Karnyor me Shrotramastu. Om Bahvor me Balamastu. Om Urvor ma Ojostu. Om Arishtani Mengani Tanos Tanvame Sahasantu. Atheishwar Stuti Prarthnopasana Mantraha. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yad Bhadrantanna Asuva. Om Hiranyagarbha Samavartatagre Bhutasya Jataha Patirekasi Sadadhara Prithivim Dyamute Mam Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema. Om Ya Atmada Balada Yasya Vishwa Upasate Prashisham Yasya Devaha Yasya Chaya Amritam Yasya Mrityoho Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema. Om Yah Pranato Nimishato Mahitvaika Itraja Jagato Babhuva Ya Ishe Asya Dvipadashchatushpadaha Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema. Om Yena Dyaurukra Prithvi Cha Drida Yena Swastabhitam Yena Nakaha Yo Antarikshe Rajaso Vimanaha Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema. Om Prajapate Natvadetanyanyo Vishwajatani Parita Babhuva Yat Kamaste Johomastanno Astu Vayam Syama Patayorainam. Om Sanno Bandhur Janita Sa Vidhata Dhamani Veda Bhuvanani Vishwa Yatra Deva Amritamana Tritiye Mannadhyayanta. Om Agni Naya Supatharay Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodhya Smaj Johorana Meno Bhuyishtante Nama Uktim Vidhema. हे सकल जगत के उत्पत्ति करता समग्र ऐश्वर्य युक्त शुद्ध स्वरूप सर्व सुखों के दाता परमेश्वर, आप कृपा करके हमारे संपूर्ण दुर्गुण दुर्व्यसन और दुखों को दूर कीजिए। जो कल्याण कारक गुण कर्म स्वभाव वाले पदार्थ है वे सब हमको प्राप्त कराइए। इति ईश्वर स्तुति प्रार्थना उपासना प्रकरणम अथ स्वस्ति वाचनम। ओम अग्निमीले पुरोहितम यज्ञस्य देवमृत्विजं होतारं रत्नधातमं। ओम सनपिते वसूनवेग्ने सुपायनो भव सचस्वानः स्वस्तये। ओम स्वस्ति नो मिमीतामश्विना भगः स्वस्ति देव्यदितिर्नर्वणः स्वस्ति पूषा असुरो दधातुनः स्वस्ति द्यावा पृथिवी सुचेतुना। ओम स्वस्तये वायुमुप्रवामहै सोमं स्वस्ति भुवनस्य यस्पतिः बृहस्पतिं सर्वगणं स्वस्तये स्वस्तय आदित्यासो भवन्तु नः। ओम विश्वे देवानो अद्या स्वस्तये वैश्वानरो वसुरग्निः स्वस्तये देवा अवन्त वृभवः स्वस्तये स्वस्ति नो रुद्रः पाध्वं हसः। ओम स्वस्ति मित्रा वरुणा स्वस्ति पत्ये रेवती स्वस्ति न इंद्रश्चाग्निश्च स्वस्ति नो अदिते कृधि। And in this last mantra of Swasti Vachan, we say, Om Swasti Pantha Manucharema Surya Chandrama Saviva. May we accept our responsibilities and duties just as the sun and moon unswervingly revolve in their orbits. May we accept our responsibilities and duties as exemplified by Sri Krishna, as this Havan is dedicated to Shri Krishna Janmashtami. And May the birthday celebrant, Auntie Sati, also accept her responsibilities and duties in another year that she is blessed with moving forward in life. Om Swasti Panthamanusharema Surya Chandrama Saviva Punardarata Gnata Janata Sangame Mahi Iti Sanjepatah Swasti Vachanam Atha Shanti Karanam Om Shana Indragni Bhavatamavobhi Shana Indra Varunarata Havya Shamindra Soma Suvitaya Shanyo Shana Indra Pushana Vajasato Om Shano Bhagaha Shamunah Shanso Astu Shanah Purandhi Shamu Santuraya Shanah Satyasya Suyamasya Shansah Shano Aryama Purujato Astu Om Shano Dhata Shamudratano Astu Shana Uruchi Bhavatu Swadhabhihi Shanrodase Brihati Shanno Atrihi Shanno Devanam Suhavani Santu Om Shanno Agnir Jyotiraniko Astu Shanno Mitra Varuna Vishvinasham Shanah Sukritam Sukritani Santu Shana Ishiro Abhivatu Vataha Om Shanno Dyava Prithvi Purva Hotau Shamantariksham Drishayeno Astu Shana Oshadhirvanino Bhavantu Shano Rajasaspatirastu Jishnuhu Om Shana Indro Vasubhridevo Astu Shamaditye Bhirvarunah Sushansaha Shano Rudro Rudre Jalashaha Shanastvashtagna Bhiriha Shrinotu Om Shanah Somo Bhavatu Brahma Shannah Shano Gravanah Samusantu Yajyaha Shanah Swaruna Mitayo Bhavantu Shanah Praswaha Shamvastu Vedihi Atha Shiva Sankalpa Mantra Tanme Manah Shiva Sankalpamastu. O Lord, may that mind of mine be possessed of noble intention. Rena Om Yajagrato Duramudeti Devam Tadu Suptasya Tatheveti Durangamam Jyotisham Jyotirekam Tanme Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu Om Yena Karmanyapaso Manishino Yajje Krinvanti Vidate Shudhiraha Yadapurvam Yakshamantaha Prajanam Tanme Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu Om Yat Prajanamutacheto Dhritischa Yajyotirantaramritam Prajasu Yasmanarite Kinchana Karma Kriyate Tanme Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu Om Yenedam Bhutam Bhuvanam Bhavishyat Parigrhitam Amritena Sarvam Yena Yajastayate Saptahota Tanme Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu Om Yasmin Richaha Samaya Jumshi Yasmin Pratishtita Ratana Bhavivaraha यस्मिंश्चित्तं सर्वमोहतं प्रजानां तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु. And as this mantra says, Om Susharathirashvani Vayan Manushyan. Just as Arjun took up Sri Krishna as his Sarathi, we ask, O God, just as a skillful charioteer controls his horses by the use of his reins, may we also be blessed with a controlled mind and with spiritual guidance to take us to our desired goals. Om Susharathirashvani Vayan Manushyan Ne Niyate Bhishubhirvajina Iva Hrit Pratishtham Yadajiram Javishtham Tanme Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu Tanme Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu. Om Sanaha Pavasva Shangave Shanjanaya Shamarvate Shanrajanno Shadhibhyaha. Now prayers for Abhayam Dan, the gift of fearlessness. Just like on that Kurukshetra battlefield, this world is also called Dharmakshetra, a battlefield of Dharma. And in this battle, may we experience no fear from our friends or those who are unfriendly to us, no fear from those whom we know and whom we do not know, and may all directions be friendly unto us. Om Abhayam Naha Karat Om Abhayam Naha Karatyantariksham Abhayam Dyava Prithivi Ubhe Ime Abhayam Paschadhabhayam Purasta Duttara Dadharadhabhayam No Astu. Om Abhayam Mitra Dhabhayam Amitra Dhabhayam Jata Dhabhayam Parokshat Abhayam Naktam Abhayam Divanaha Sarva Asha Mama Mitram Bhavantu Sarva Asha Mama Mitram Bhavantu Iti Sanshepataha Shanti Karanam. Atha Agniyadhana. May we all stand.
At this time, we'll kindle the Deepak. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Om Bhurbhuvah Swardyoriva Bhumna Prithviva Varimna Tasyaste Prithvi Devayajani Prishti Agnimana Damanadhyaya Dadhe. With our palms stretched forth, we fund this sacrificial fire, aiding it with the essential oxygen it needs to burn and to rise up in this Havan Kunda. Om Udbhurya Swagni Pratijagrehe Tvamishta Purte Samsrije Tamayam Cha Asmin Saraste Adyutarasmin Vishve Deva Yajamarnischa Sideta. May we all take our asana. Offering 3 pieces of Samhita. Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jata Virhastene यस्वरस्वचेदवधय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाधीन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवीरसे इदन्नामम ॐ समिधाग्निं दुवस्यते घृते बोधयतातिथिम् अस्मिन् हव्या जोहोतेना सुसमिधाय शोषिषे घृतं तीव्रं जोहोतेना अग्नये जातवेदसे स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे ईरन्नामम ॐ तन्त्वा समिधिरङ्गिरो घृतेन वर्धयामसि बृहश्चोचाय विष्टय स्वाहा इदमग्नये अङ्गिरसे ईरन्नामम Panchgata Ahuti, 5 ghee ahutis or oblations. ॐ आयन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेने यस्वरस्वचेदवधय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाधीन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे ईदन्नाममादो ॐ आयन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेने यस्वरस्वचेदवधय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाधीन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे ईदन्नामम 3 ॐ आयन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेने यस्वरस्वचेदवधय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाधीन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे ईदन्नामम 4 ॐ आयन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेने यस्वरस्वचेदवधय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाधीन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे ईदन्नामम और 5 ॐ आयन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेने यस्वरस्वचेदवधय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाधीन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे ईदन्नामम For those of us following in the Vedic Aradhana, we are on page 84. At this time, you'll perform Jal Sinchana, sprinkling of water around the Havan Kunda. First in the east. Om Aditi Anumanyaswa, west. Om Anumati Anumanyaswa, north. Om Saraswati Anumanyaswa, and all around the Kunda. Om Deva Savitah Prasuvayajam Prasuvaya Japatim Bhagaya Divyo Gannarvah Ketapuhu Ketannah Punatu Vachaspatirvacham Nah Swaretu. Making ghee offerings. First in the north. Om Agnaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Idannamama. South. Om Somaya Swaha idam somaya idannamama. Center. Om Prajapataye Swaha idam Prajapataye idannamama. Om Indraya Swaha idam Indraya idannamama. Making offerings of both ghee and samagri. Om Suryo Jyotirjyotihi Suryah Swaha. Om Suryo Varcho Jyotirvarchah Swaha. Om Jyotihi Suryah Suryo Jyotihi Swaha. Om Sajur Devena Savitra Sajuroshasendra Vatya Jushanah Suryo Vetu Swaha. Om Agnir Jyotirganihi Swaha. Om Agnir Varcho Jyotirvarchah Swaha. Om Swaha. Om Sajur Devena Savitra Sajuratrendra Vatya Jushanu Agnirvetu Swaha. Om Bhuragnai Pranaya Swaha. Idamagnai Pranaya Idannamama. Om Bhurvayavi Panaya Swaha. Idam Vayavi Panaya idannamama. Om Svararityaya Vyanaya Swaha. Idamarityaya Vyanaya idannamama. Om Bhurbhuva Swarigni Vayavaritevyah Pranapanavyanhevyah Swaha. Idamagni Vayavaritevyah Pranapanavyanhevyah idannamama. Om Apo Jyotiraswaramritam Brahma Bhurbhuvaswarom Swaha. Om Yamidam Devaganah Pitaraschopasate Tayama Madhyame Dhayagane Medavinam Kuru Swaha. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yadbhadram Tanna Asuva Swaha. Om Agnenaya Supataraya Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidvan Yoyodhyasmat Johorana Meno Bhuyishtante Namauktim Vidhema Swaha. At this time, I will now invite our Pandit Deepak Ji to lead us in this morning's special mantras.
In this segment of special mantras, let us first remember all of our friends, family members, members of the Mandir community who may not be enjoying the best of health, unable to be here, who may be in institutions of recovery, many of whom may have lost loved ones in the recent past. We would like to reach out to them in our prayer this morning. those who are in areas of natural disaster in the world today, like flood and drought and famine, and those who are suffering from man-made disasters like wars and uprisings and riots and such acts of human beings. We reach out to all of these and we say, Lord, may your blessings reach all of them. May they experience relief and release from difficult and challenging circumstances, and may blessings be upon them. Join me in chanting Mahamrityunjaya mantra 3 times. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhana Mrityurmuksheya Mamrita Swaha. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhana Mrityurmuksheya Mamrita Swaha. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhana Mrityur Muksheya Mamrita Swaha. It is a very happy occasion today. Behin Sati is celebrating her birthday, and also Mataji Kausalya, originally from South Africa, is celebrating her birthday today. Members of this mandir need no introduction to Behin Sati and her works, her services to this mandir. Long before I came to New York and the Irish Spiritual Center in 2010, I heard and I knew that Behin Sati was associated with Irish Spiritual Center and Irish Samaj and was working diligently for many, many years. When I came, I saw her in action, and she is amazing in her capacity to reach out, to promote the Irish Samaj. She also held various offices in our spiritual center. And so today she's also very active in the midst of, like many of us, health challenges. She continues to be very active in the Arya Samaj Federation and in other major Arya Samaj groups and community groups. Behin Sati, today we acknowledge your wonderful contribution on behalf of the Chairman of Trustees and all of the officers and members of our Spiritual Center. And we pray that on your birthday, you will continue to have the best possible health that will support your various and continuing service to the community and to our Spiritual Center. Come forward, and you both of you make offerings together. Come forward. Today, as I mentioned, Mata Kausila is also, she's had her birthday on Friday last, and she is celebrating with us today. We are very happy to have you, and may God bless you as well in a special way. Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyam Deva Bhadram Pashyemakshabhir Yajatra Sthirairangastushtuvam Sastanubhir व्यशेमहि देवहितं यदायुः स्वाहा. And the mantra says, Ben Sati and Mataji Kausalya, O Lord, you are the protector of all. May we hear only that which is auspicious. May we see only those things that will bring great fortune to us. May all parts of our body remain strong and healthy, and may we have a long lifespan of fulfilling years. Om Indrajiva Surya Jeev Deva Jiva Jivyasam Sarvamayur Jivyasam Swaha. And this mantra is saying, O sovereign and omnipresent Lord, may our lives be long, and may we attain a full span of life equipped with the best possible strength and powers that we need to discharge our responsibilities. Om Tat Chakshurdevahitam Purasta Chukramut Pashyema Shardah Shatam Jivema Shardah Shatam Shranuyama Shardah Shatam Prabhravam Shardah Shatam Adinaha Syam Shardah Shatam Bhuyascha Shardah Shatat Swaha. This mantra is saying, and in this prayer we are asking of Almighty God, O all-perceiving Lord, you are well-wisher of the righteous, you are all pure and eternal. May our dear sister Behen Sati and our mother Mataji Kausalya enjoy your blessings of sight, hearing, speech, and energetic and vibrant life for a very, very long time. May they live beyond our expectations, contributing and performing wonderful duties and works. Medham me varuno dadhatu, medham agnih prajapati, medham indrascha vayuscha, medham dhata dadatu me swaha. And in this prayer we say, O Lord, grant Behen Sati, Mataji Kausalya, grant them the wisdom and inspiration for righteous actions. May you, O self-effulgent Lord, Lord of the entire creation, grant them inspired understanding and intellect. May you, O omnipotent Lord, the source of all vitality and strength, confer on them the faculty to discriminate between right and wrong, and vibrance and vigor in their life. Om. And now we can garland now. We'll have the garland.
अति धन्यवाद परमेश्वर का ये सुंदर अवसर आया है। है जन्म दिवस इस माता का जो उत्सव आज मनाया है। अति धन्यवाद परमेश्वर का ये सुंदर अवसर आया है। सब ग्रंथों को पर सोचे, जीवन में ज्योति जगाए रहे हो। सब ग्रंथों को पर सोचे, जीवन में ज्योति जगाए रहे। अति धन्यवाद परमेश्वर का, ये सुंदर अवसर आया है जन्म दिवस इस माता का, जो उत्सव आज मनाया है, जो उत्सव आज मनाया है, जो उत्सव आज मनाया है। सौभाग्यमस्तु, ओम शुभम भवतु,
ॐ सौभाग्यमस्तु, ॐ शुभं भवतु, ॐ सौभाग्यमस्तु, ॐ शुभं भवतु. Once again, happy birthday, many blessings to Behin Sati. Brothers and sisters, today we are also marking Shri Krishna Janam Ashtami. Krishna refers to Yogeshwar Shri Krishna. Janam means birth, and Ashtami means the eighth day of this half of the month. Shri Krishna is a very pivotal figure in our dharma, in our culture, in our history, and in our tradition. Shri Krishna left us with a very, very powerful text, which the world has accepted as a great teaching for humanity, the Bhagavad Gita. Many of you have this book, and it is important to read it and to understand the message of Sri Krishna. As we mark Sri Krishna's birth today, let us chant a few mantras and remember the sterling contribution that he made in his time and to our time now, because his message is eternal, it's everlasting. We'll ask the Yajman to offer ghee at this time for these mantras. One of Sri Krishna's most important roles was to try to bring peace and harmony and unity. In his time, he was the most astute ambassador, trying to bring peace between two warring factions. Unfortunately, his effort did not bear the fruit that he expected. But one of his outstanding messages is unity, unity, unity. Let us take that today, and in these mantras, that theme is reflected here. Join me if you know these mantras. Om Sam Jani Dhvam Sam Prichya Dhvam Sambo Manansi Janatam Deva Bhagam Yatha Purve Samjanana Upasate Swaham. O Lord, may we recognize the learned ones, celebrate and honor them in our midst, and live as one family in unity, in unison, and in harmony. May the minds of the learned all congregate and become confluent in one place with one set of ideals and values. And may we, O Lord, continue to gather to have satsang and praise your holy name. Om Samgachadhvam Samvadadhvam Sambho Manasi Janata Deva Bhagam Yatha Purve Samjanana Upasati Swaha. Again, reflecting the message of Sri Krishna. Move towards common goal, O members of this mandir, O members of our community, O members of the world at large. Move towards one common goal. Speak pleasantly to each other, and let your minds be all of one accord to acquire knowledge of various sciences, unlike the enlightened rishis, saints, and yogis of the past, and those who exhibited exceptional behavior. Perform your duties with diligence, with love, and with dedication. Om Priyamma Krinu Deveshu Priyam Rajasuma Krinu Priyam Sarvasya Pashyata Uta Shudro Utaryo Swaha. This is also an important message of Sri Krishna, that we should work diligently to uplift humanity, that we all should work together to create enlightenment and education in our communities and in our world. O Lord, make me an object of love among the enlightened ones and the rulers of the world. Make me, O Lord, dear to people of nobility and people of high values. In the Bhagavad Gita, we will also find a wonderful message of Sri Krishna about living in a beautiful world, a world filled with people of great and wonderful virtues and values. Om Madhuvatarithayate Madhuksharanti Sindhavaha Madhavirnaha Santavoshadhi Swaha. This mantra envisages a beautiful world. It says, may the winds blow pleasantly and sweetly. May the rivers in our world flow graciously with pure water and sustenance for all of mankind. And may we observe the eternal laws of dharma and divinity. May all of the nature, may the flora and fauna of this world provide enough resources for health, for medicinal purposes, and for the sustenance of all of life. This is the message of the Ved, and this is the message of Sri Krishna. Oh, we'll now continue to complete the Hava.
Please join with me on page 94 of the Vedic Aradhana as we continue to make ghee offerings. Om Agnaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Idam Namama Om Somaya Idam Somaya Om Prajapataye Idam Prajapataye Om Indraya Idam Indraya Om Bhuragnaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Idam Namama Om Bhurvayave Swaha idam vayave idannamama. Om Swararithyaya Swaha, Idamarityaya idannamama. Om Bhurbhuvaswaragni Vayavaditebhyah Swaha, Idamagni Vayavaditebhyah idannamama. Gayatri Mantra, let us all put our voices together. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yonah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yonah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yonah Prachodayat Swaha. Sishakridahuti offering Mohan Bhoga. Om Yarasya Karmano Atyari Richam Yadvano Namiha Karam Agnishtat Swishtakridavidyat Sarvam Swishtam Sahutam Karotu Me Agnaye Swishtakrite Sohutahute Sarva Prayashchitahutinam Kamanam Samardhaitre Sarvarnah Kamant Samardhaya Swaha. Idamagnaye Swishakrite idannamama. Silent offering. Om Swaha. Idam Prajapate idannamama. May we all stand for the final three offerings. Purnahuti. Om Sarvam Ve Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Ve Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Ve Purnam Swaha. With our palms stretched forward, facing this sacrificial fire, we'll pass our palms over our faces. Om Tanupagnesi Tanva Me Pahi. Om Ayurdagnesi Ayur Me Dehi. Om Varchadagnesi Varcho Me Dehi. Om Agni Anve Tanva Unam Tanva Aprinam. Om Medhame Devah Savita Adadhatu. Om Medhame Devi Saraswati Adadhatu. Om Medhame Ashvinau Deva Vadhatam Pushkarasrajo. Touching our various bodily limbs and organs, beginning with our lips. Om Bhakchamapyayetam, our nostrils. Om Pranascha Maapyayetam, eyes. Om Chakshuscha Maapyayetam, ears. Om Shrotram Cha Maapyayetam, our shoulders. ॐ यशोबलं च मा आप्यायता इति हवनयज्ञः समाप्तः. May we all take our asana. And together on page 102, we'll join at our Yajya Prarthana Git. पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्जवल कीजिए, चोर देवे चल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए, वेद की गावे रचाए सत्य को धारण करे, हर्ष में हो मग्न सारे शोक सागर से तरे, स्वर्तभाव मिटे हमारा प्रेम पथ विस्तार हो, ईरन मम का सार प्रत्येक में व्यवहार हो, हाथ जोर झुकाए मस्तक, हाथ जोर झुकाए मस्तक, वंदना हम कर रहे, नाथ करुणा रूप करुणा आपकी सब पर रहे, प्रभु आपकी सब पर रहे, प्रभु आपकी सब पर रहे। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। हे ईश सब सुखी हो, कोई न हो दुकारी, सब हो निरोग भगवन, धन धान्य के भंडारी, सब भद्र भाव देखे, ओ सन्मार्ग के पथिक हो, दुखियान कोई होए, सृष्टि में प्राणधारी, सृष्टि में प्राणधारी, सृष्टि में प्राणधारी. O Lord, may all be happy, may all be free from misery, let all realize goodness, and may no one suffer pain. Om Shanti 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 iti havana yajjah samaptah. Once again, my humble namaste and a warm welcome to all of us, whether we are here in person or joining virtually on our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube. At this time, I'll invite our Sabhapati or Pandita Nirvani Prashaji to lead us through the remainder of today's satsang. Pandita ji.
Namaste. Thank you, Purohit Yajik Dhyanji, Devendraji. Purohit Neeraj, Purohit Shiviji, Yajik Devendra, Pandit Deepakji, Thank you all for leading us in the first part of today's satsang, this morning's program. Mataji, Pitaji, Panditas, Pandits, Bhayo, Behno, Pyari Pyari Bache, Namaste. To our mothers, fathers, Panditas, Pandits, brothers, sisters, and our loving children, my humble namaste to you all. Welcome to this morning's satsang. And it was prepared and presented mostly by the youths, and of course there were some of the other members of our mandir involved. Today's program is dedicated to the observance of Sri Krishna Janmashtami, which is being observed tomorrow. The Mahabharata was an inevitable war, and Arjuna was faced with a personal dilemma. How do I fulfill my duty as a warrior when the target of my weapons are my own family? It was at this moment that he sought the guidance of Sri Krishna. And the conversation between Sri Krishna and Arjuna would become life lessons for all of us even today. At the end of our Havan, every Sunday, we pay homage to Sri Krishna. We say, Yogeshwar Sri Krishna, along with other things, Yogeshwar Sri Krishna. So today's program, you'll see, will be dedicated, most of our items are dedicated in observance of Sri Krishna Janmashtami. At this time, I'd like to invite our Chairman of Trustees, Bhai Sagar Ji, to offer welcome remarks, after which we'll invite Pandita Amrita to do our bhajan. I would also like to welcome Pandita Indrawati and Pandita Amrita and her spouse to our mandir today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pandita Nirvani. Revered Pandits, Panditas, fellow devotees, Namaste. Let me take this opportunity on behalf of the Arya Spiritual Center and the management team of Arya Spiritual Center to welcome you this morning to our regular Sunday morning satsang. We have a really nice audience this morning, and I see some faces I haven't seen in a while, but I'm glad to see so many of you here at Mandir this morning. Also want to bid a very warm welcome to our global audience that watches us every Sunday morning via our online services. You know, those of you who are watching online, I encourage you, if you're in the tri-state area, especially those from outside of New York, please come and visit us here at the Mandir. And we have seen that in the past year, where we have a lot of visitors from Guyana who were visiting, and people from all different places, from Florida. When they're in New York City, they actually come and visit us here on Sunday morning. And I encourage you, if you are visiting, please come and visit us here at the Mandir for regular Sunday morning services. As you heard, today's program is, the theme for today's program, or satsang, is the Krishna Janmashtami. You know, he was that liberator who came when things were not too great at that time, and he was here for a special purpose. And as you can tell, our walls are adorned with these heroes, and Sri Krishna takes a very special spot there in our mandir, and then that's for a special reason, because of that yogi who he was. I know we have a long program. I'm not going to say too much. I just want to say welcome again to this morning's satsang. And just a reminder, next week, Sunday, we are not going to be meeting here for satsang. We'll be meeting at the land, and I'll go in more detail about that. So please make note, we are not meeting here next week, Sunday, for satsang, but we'll be at our land at 133rd Street, right off Pandit Ramlal's Way.
Thank you, Bhai Sagarji. At this point, I would like to invite Pandita Amrita to the microphone. Pandita Amrita is visiting us from Maharishi Dayanand Gurukul, And we are happy to have you join us there and share your sweet voice with us. After Bahen Amrita, we'd like to ask Bhai Dion and to join us for the 10 principles.
Sadar Supreme Namaste. It is wonderful and a blessing to join all of you here this morning in Satsang. The Geet I'm singing, Yogeshwar Shri Krishna, Krishna ka charitrat hai, pavitra hai tamam. His character, the caliber of Yogeshwar Shri Krishna was very pure, but yet a few people were able to फिर भी योगीराज को किया है बदनाम. They were still able to give him a bad name, if you will. One of the things that he propagated was saving cows and propagating for their not being killed, but to be kept and protected, because we all know cow's milk can feed a child, but if a cow is killed, it would just be fed to people. But at the end of that, that's the end. But cow's milk keeps going on and on and on in that cycle. Doodh or ghee, if he were here, we wouldn't have a shortage of ghee or anything because cows would be protected. And then who would steal makhan? People popularized him by stealing dahi and makhan, butter and yogurt. But that's not true, because he was so much more than being known as that. Koi kahe gopiyon ke vast ko churaya. Some said that he stole clothes from women, and they popularized him for that too. But they failed to realize Draupadi ki laaj ko bachaya Saryam. Publicly, he saved Draupadi. So things that they popularized and things that we Vedic Hindu people know of him, it's very different. We hear Radha Krishna a lot of times, but Rukmini was his wife, and we do not hear that enough. I think we who know the truth should propagate that more about Sri Krishna. Buddha ek paida kiya, and he had one son, Pradyumna Thanam. Pradyumna was his name. We don't hear that enough. We hear more other things, and I think we should focus more on what should be the truth about him. कृष्ण का चरित्र तो पवित्र है तमाम. कृष्ण का चरित्र तो पवित्र है तमाम. फिर भी योगी राज को किया है बदनाम. फिर भी योगी राज को किया है बदनाम. कृष्ण का चरित्र तो पवित्र है तमाम. कृष्ण का चरित्र तो पवित्र है तमाम. फिर भी योगी राज को किया है बदनाम. फिर भी योगी राज को किया है बदनाम.
खींचा दाम, चोरी फिर करेगा कौन मक्खन की दाम। फिर भी योगी राज को किया है बदनाम, फिर भी योगी राज को किया है बदनाम। ओ कोई कहे गोपियों के वस्त्र को चुराया, भूल गए पापी उन्हें याद नहीं आया। कोई कहे गोपियों के वस्त्र को चुराया, भूल गए पापी उन्हें याद नहीं आया। द्रौपदी की लाज को बचाया सरेआम, द्रौपदी की लाज को बचाया सरेआम। फिर भी योगी राज को किया है बदनाम, फिर भी योगी राज को किया है बदनाम। ओ कृष्ण जैसा संयामी न और कोई हो, पत्नी रुक्मिणी को केवल एक बार छुआ। कृष्ण जैसा संयामी न और कोई हो, पत्नी रुक्मिणी को जरा एक बार छुआ। पुत्र एक पैदा किया प्रद्युम्न था नाम, पुत्र एक पैदा किया प्रद्युम्न था नाम। फिर भी योगी राज को किया है बदनाम, फिर भी योगी राज को किया है बदनाम। कृष्ण का चरित्र तो पवित्र है तमाम, कृष्ण का चरित्र तो पवित्र है तमाम। फिर भी योगी राज को किया है बदनाम, फिर भी योगी राज को किया है बदनाम। फिर भी योगी राज को किया है बदनाम।
Thank you, Pandita Amrita. As we know, it's very important for us to be aware of the text of Sanatan Dharma. Sri Krishna was a defender and a protector of Dharma. And I thank you for sharing that bit on the life of Sri Krishna. At this time, we are going to go into a Sohar, and this is going to be led by Yajek Devendra and some of the members of the Mahila. We have our own homegrown little Krishna right here with us, aka Sid. And it is such a pleasure that we have him here in Mandir today, and he will be in a little bit dressed like Sri Krishna, like little Krishna. I now invite our Mahila and Bahen Charlotte to join us for the Sohar today. And this Sohar is Jhule Jhule Palana, Jhule Jhule Palana, Yashoda Jhule Wali. Swing, swing the cradle. Yashoda is rocking that cradle. I now invite our members of the Mahila up on stage.
So while our Mahila and our little baby Krishna is making his way up on stage, this is a very beautiful Sohar And in this Sohar, Yashoda Maya is rocking her baby Krishna. And she's being asked, what is your cradle made from? The flowers that decorate this palana, this cradle, what are the flowers strung with? And she replies, my cradle is made from sandalwood. The flowers are strung with silk. Where did baby Krishna birth take place? And where is this cradle being rocked? झूले झूले पलना झूले झूले पलना यशोदा झूलावे ललना झूले झूले पलना
झूले झूले पलना यशोदा झूलावे ललना
झूले झूले पलना झूले झूले पलना यशोदा झूलावे ललना
झूले पलना झूले झूले पलना यशोदा झूलावे ललना
काहे के पूरे पलना बने हैं काहे के पूरे पलना बने हैं काहे के पूरे काहे के लागे फूलना काहे के लागे फूलना यशोदा झुलावे ललना झूले झूले पलना झूले चंद के मोरे पलना बने हैं चंद के मोरे पलना बने हैं रेशम के लागे फूलना रेशम के लागे फूलना यशोदा झुलावे ललना झूले झूले पलना झूले झूले पलना यशोदा झुलावे ललना झूले झूले कन्हैया के जन्मा बये है कहवा कन्हैया के जन्मा बये है के जन्मा बये है कहवा में झूले पलना कहवा में झूले पलना यशोदा झुलावे ललना झूले झूले पलना झूले झूले पलना यशोदा झुलावे ललना झूले झूले पलना झूले झूले पलना झूले झूले पलना यशोदा झुलावे ललना यशोदा झुलावे ललना यशोदा झुलावे ललना And here on stage we have our very beautiful beautiful little baby Krishna, who is our little Sid, and he is being carried by his ma, Bahin Darshini ji. Thank you all very much.
At this time, I am going to ask Bhai Sagar to do the announcements for us. As you see, we're still here because at this point we're going to do some shlokas just after the announcements are done, and then that's going to lead us into our pravachan.
Thank you very much again, Pandita Nirvani. And namaste once again. As you can tell, we have a really busy schedule today. I encourage those of you who are in the program to be very diligent in your time in terms of coming up and doing what you're on your presentation. We have a variety of programs that we offer here at the Irish Spiritual Center, and as you know, we've had a really busy summer. We started with camp, and we're going to wind up with Fade in the Park. So I'll tell you more about Fade in the Park. And as you know, I mean, there's always something going on at the Area Spiritual Center. And someone made a comment the other day that, they were surprised to see so many people here in the summer. We used to have summer audience that are really, really, really dismal here at the Mandir. And we have seen a big change in the past year where we've got a lot of people here coming to Mandir. And one of the things I want to encourage, and I want to wish Bahen Sati and the other Bardi Salamat a happy birthday on behalf of the Samaj. And I encourage you, if you have a special occasion and you would like to celebrate that here at the Mandir, I encourage you to let us know and we'll schedule you. Because that's one of the things we're encouraging people to do, to come here to Mandir and celebrate. If you have a special occasion, please come here and celebrate the Mandir. Also, if you would like to celebrate it off schedule, if you want to rent the Mandir for a special occasion, whether it's a wedding or something else, or an anniversary or something else, it's also available. Please let us know, and we are happy to accommodate you. So let me go right into some of our regular scheduled programs. As you know, we meet here every Sunday at 9 a.m. And just a reminder, we're not going to be here next Sunday. We'll be at the land, and I'll tell you more about that. We also have our weekly satsang, our Thursday night classes, and Satya Prakash classes via Zoom. That's conducted by our own Deepak Ji. If you need more details, please contact him or any member of the executive, and we're more than happy to accommodate you and give you that the Zoom ID and password. It's the same password and ID for every class. So if you have it, you can continue using that every week if you join the program. We also have the youths and the Mahila group that meets occasionally, at least once a month. So if you would like to join those groups, please contact the leaders of those groups on the Mahila. We encourage you to talk to Pandita Nirvana, who will lead to that. So if you would like to join them, please contact Pandita Nirvana. As you can see, they are very active today in their presentation in helping the Samaj in doing what we're doing. Also, if you would like to communicate to us via email, please, you can do that by sending a message to aryaspiritualcenter@gmail.com. Center is spelled C-E-N-T-R-E. Please make a note of that. Also, every other Sunday, we have music and Hindi classes here at the Mandir. Obviously, that will be suspended for next week. If we're having it next week, it will be suspended. So please make note of that. So those are some of the regular programs that we have here at the Mandir. So now let me talk a little about our upcoming event that we're having at the land. So last year, we started Veda in the Park. So this year will be our second annual Veda in the Park. As you know, this was an initiative that started based on the 200th birth anniversary of Swami Dayanandji. And it's something that we felt was necessary, and it was very, very successful. And we held this not only among ourselves, we did this along with all of the Tri-State Arya Samaj, and we had active participation. And we're going to be, and I hope this year again, we're going to have active participation. Actually, I've reached out to all our sister organizations, and they've pledged to really be there and help us and be active participating in Veda in the Park. Actually, on some nights you will see the display, and some Samaj will be prominently displayed where they have their members performing for that night. So I encourage you to please come out. So we're going to have 4 sessions starting on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. And the reason why we're starting at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday is because we want to raise the flag and we want some more time. So please join us. Make sure you join us at 6:30 because We want to finish at a reasonable time, and we know that people have to leave and go to work. So on Friday and Saturday, it starts at 7 p.m. And then Sunday morning, we're going to be meeting at the ground at 9 a.m. So please make note, all of you who come to Mandir regularly, please make note, we're not meeting here next Sunday. We're meeting at the ground on 133rd Street, right off Pandit Ramlal's Way on Liberty Avenue, all right? And there are flyers in the back, so please take a flyer. Please take a flyer, please take extras. Please invite your friends, your families. We would like to have a big turnout. I know it's a long weekend, and a lot of you will be making plans for that long weekend. But if you can make it one day, a lot of members told me that, you know what, Baisagar, I can't come on Saturday, Sunday because we are going away. But they can come on Thursday, and they're going to be there on Thursday. A number of members told me they're going to be there on Thursday, but they're not going to be on Sunday or Saturday. So we encourage you to please come out. Invite your friends, invite your families to come out and do that. Now, we have been asking for Yajmans and sponsors for all these different sessions. We do have Thursday and Friday covered. We still have Saturday and Sunday open. So if anybody would like to sponsor those 2 sessions, please contact us and let us know. I know that a number of our members called and said that they can't be here, but they're donating items for those segments. Now, in our chat group, which we have for the Arya Spiritual Center, we did put out a number of items that we have out there that we will need for this event. And I know I've gotten really, really good feedback from a number of members who said they're pledging their donation towards those events, because what we're going to do, we're going to buy those items. And if you would like to, because some members said, can we go and buy it at Costco? I said, no, don't do that. Because we will buy the items. Just if you want to give a donation towards those items, that's fine. We don't want you to buy them, because then the logistics of us picking it up and bring it there, and then we don't know how much you're buying versus how much we need. So we want to make sure we have everything covered in terms of plates, cups, utensils, water, all these different things. We're gonna be buying those things. But if you would like to make a donation towards those items, please do so. And we encourage you, and we'll be very grateful if you do that. Now, I know that we are also asking for volunteers. I know we're going to need individuals throughout this event. If you're available to help us, whatever night you're going to be there, or even all the nights, we would welcome your volunteer. We need people to help package food. We help people to help clean. We need help people to set up Vedi. We need, at the end of the program, we're going to need volunteers to help take down the decorations and fold the chairs and all that. So we encourage you, if you're available and if you're going to be there, to please come and help. Excuse me. Please come and help us. We really, really appreciate it. I'm not going to go any further into any other events that's coming up, but this is a big one. And I encourage you, here again, the flyers are available. Please pick up one or pick up a few. Share it with your neighbors, your friends, and your family. Thank you, and namaste.
Thank you, Bhai Sagar. And at this time, we are going to go into some Gita shloks. And this is going to be done by Bhain Darshini, myself, Bhain Shivi, Virangana Charlotte, Bhai Devendra, and on harmonium and dholak, we have Bhai Neeraj and Bhai Rajin.
Namaste all. So, continuing with the theme of Krishna Janmashtami, we'll be presenting a few shlokas from the Bhagavad Gita. And the purpose is to take some lessons from Yogeshwar. That's it. Testing. I think I got it. So we are going to be taking some lessons from Yogeshwar Sri Krishna. And as you can see on our poster board, we are also celebrating all of his qualities. The following shlokas that will be doing are taken from chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is overwhelmed by grief and compassion in having to go into battle with his dear ones and his friends. He does not want to fight any longer. And so Yogeshwar Sri Krishna begins to explain to him the path of performing one's duty without attachment to the results. He emphasizes the importance of being resolute in one's purpose to attain transcendence, which is the release from the control of worldly desires. So, as we go through these shlokas, we are going to we're going to get a message from Yogeshwar Sri Krishna on how to be how to fulfill our duty without attachment. And this first one is coming from chapter 2, and this is shloka 41. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekah guru nandana ekah guru nandana bahushakaya nantascha buddhayo vyavasayina buddhayo vyavasayina. In this shloka, Sri Krishna is referring to he's discussing the intellect, the buddhi. And he says to Arjuna, the focused mind is constant, intensive, and undivided. The unfocused mind, however, is scattered over many loose ends like the wild branches of a tree. And so in order for us to guide the mind in a proper direction, rather than blowing like the branches of a tree, we must cultivate our intellect with proper knowledge. In the next one, continuing to shloka 42, he says, Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipashchittah Veeravadarata patha nanyarastiti varinaha nanyarastiti varinaha. Those with blurry minds speak in a random way. They hold on to their frozen and fossilized style of knowledge, even while debating on the Ved. They don't listen to other things or other thoughts at all. Continuing to shloka 43 is Panitandravani.
Thank you. And continuing in that theme, this shloka says, those lost in cravings perform actions seeking to enjoy the fruits of their actions and grandeur. Kamatmanah swargapara janma karma phala pradam kriya vesha bahulam bhogeshvarga tim prati bhogeshvarga yatim gati prati. This next one is chapter 2, verse 44 of the Bhagavad Gita. And this one says, with minds deeply attached to worldly pleasures and intellects bewildered by such things, we are unable to possess the resolute determination for success on the path of God. Bhogeshvarya prasadam nam taya pratya chetasam vyavasayatmakta buddhi samadho na vidhiyate samadho na vidhiyate.
This shloka says, knowledge in the world alternates in between the three modes / gunas of matter, prakriti, sattva, which is purity, rajas, which is activity, and tamas, inertia. Rise above this ever-changing world, the dualities, and dedicate yourself to self-realization, the truth of the body and Atma, to realization of pure and divine, the permanent good and eternal Dharma. This is the path of yoga. Traikunya Vishaya Vedaha Nistraikunya Bhavarjunaha Nirvando Nitsattvashto Niryogakshema Atmavan.
Our next shloka is taken from chapter 2, verse 23. Nainam chindanti shashrani Nainam dahati pavakah Na chainam kledintyapo Nasho shayati marutah. In talking about the soul, we are told that weapons cannot cut it, fire cannot burn it, water cannot melt it, air cannot dry it to evaporation or extinction. And in the second shloka from verse 62 says, Dhyayato Vishyan Pumsah Sangahasteshu Pajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamah Kamat Krodho Bhijayate. When the senses are not under control of the Atma, the mind is attracted by the objects of the senses, and the person gets attached to them. That is a state of fascination. It leads to passion and inordinate desires. Unfulfilled desires lead to anger and frustration.
Chapter 6, Shlok 14, Sri Krishna talks about the yoga of meditation. Prashyantatma vigata bihir Prashyant Atma Vigata Bihi Brahmachari Vrite Stitah Brahmachari Vrite Stitah Manah Samyamyamachito Manah Sanyamyamachito Yukta Asita Matparaha Yukta Asita Matparaha with the mind and soul at peace, free from fear, exercising self-restraint, the self and the intellect, consciousness focused on Brahma, the Supreme Self, the yogi should do sadhana, engage in meditation and contemplation. While the trained mind is the best friend, an untrained mind can be the worst enemy. Shlok 15, 6-15. Yunjanneva sadatmanam Yunjannevam sadatmanam Yogi nityatamanasah Yogi nityatamasnasah Shantim nirvana paramam Shantir nirvana paramam Matsamsta madhigachati Matsamsta madhigachati. Such a yogi always keep his mind, intellect, self-focus, and as a seeker of God realization, attains nirvana, liberation, peace, and bliss of the supreme order. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you. And at this time, as we all know, a Vedic satsang is incomplete without a message from our texts. I would like to invite Purohit Neeraj to present our message for today. And Neeraj, we would like to congratulate you on your growth so far on this spiritual journey. We do wish you continued growth. And as you continue to grow, we know that we're going to share in that growth because you do share with us as you've done with these shlokas. Thank you.
Namaste. I know we're running out of time a little bit here, so I'll try to keep it quick and interesting and engaging. First, we'll start with this mantra. Atha Rigvedaha Om Shanno Deva Vishvedeva Bhavantu Shan Saraswati Sahadhibhirastu Shamma Bhishacha Shamu Rati Shacha Shanno Divya Parthiva Shanno Apyaha. May all the learned men be friends to us. May the holy words of the sages with their pure thoughts be the source of universal peace and happiness. May the liberal ones and those who have taken vows of serving all living beings be the promoters of general welfare, and may all the heavenly objects together with the creatures dwelling on earth and in water be helpful to our noble cause. Today is Bhagavan Shri Krishna Janmashtami. First, before I begin, I just want to say thank you all to everyone who supported me, either virtually or physically, for Ramayana in the park, and sending your condolences for the passing of my Nana. I really do appreciate both of the support for both of those incidences for me. But I'm back here now, and I'm very glad to share something from, I think, a text that we don't think about too much as West Indians, the Mahabharata. Even myself too, I'm more familiar with Ramayana than I am Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita. But it's very interesting, and also there's a lot of Vedic knowledge to be gleaned from the Mahabharata, and the situations are very, very intense. So with that, I would like to present some of these shlokas, and particularly, or mantras, particularly pertaining to Bhagwan Shri Krishna. Now, some of you may be asking, why am I saying Bhagwan? Our Samaj and Vedic teachings say that God cannot take form. So Shri Krishna cannot be Bhagwan. But in looking at this word, Bhagwan, Shri Krishna actually is Bhagwan. And I will tell you why. But before I get into that, just some names of Shri Krishna. So Krishna literally means one who is dark, or so dark they're almost blue. That's why in many of our pictures, Shri Ram or Shri Krishna, they're both also known as Shyam. They have this dark complexion. Gopal, as Pandita Amrita ji said, he was one who protected cows, Gopal. Also Narayan, because he protected people. He lifted the Govardhan mountain when there was 7 days and 7 nights of torrential rain, and protected people and cows alike. That's why he's also known as Narayan. Devki Nandan. Back in those days, the son would be named after the mother. So that's why you would have like Arjun, and Arjun would be Kaunteya. His mother was Kunti, Mata Kunti. So he would be known as Kaunteya. Karna, his mother, or his adopted mother, was Radha. Not the Radha that we know, but her name happened to be Radha. So he's also referred to as Radhe, right? So this is just how it shows the lineage. Purushottam, he was one, just like Sri Ram, an elevated soul who had immense knowledge and knowledge of dharma and protected dharma. So because of that, we also call him Purushottam. Uddha Guru Bhara. This is also another, I don't think we commonly know this name of Sri Krishna. Guru means something that is large, something that is massive. We commonly hear this translation of Guru means Gu is darkness and Ru is one who takes away, something like that. But that's not really correct. Guru means something massive. So when you think of the Guru, a teacher, their personality is bigger than yours. Their knowledge is bigger than yours. That's why you revere them. So that's why they're called Guru. But Sri Krishna here is Uddha Guru Bhara, one who has taken a great big responsibility, a great big load to carry for society. And that load was dharma, when there was so much adharma present. And now going back to this Bhagwan, why do we call him Bhagwan? This is a mantra from the Rig Veda. Om Atha Rig Vedaha. Om Bhaga Eva Bhagavan Astu Devaste Vayam Bhagavantasyama Tanva Abhaga Sarva Icho Haveti Sanno Bhaga Pura Eta Bhaveha. Bhaga is also another name of God. And we said, Bhaga Eva Bhagavan, that Lord of glory is full of glory. And it says, let us too be masters of power, prosperity, excellence, brilliance, and generosity. So someone who has all of these qualities is also Bhagwan. So it's not, and God also has these qualities. So that's why Paramatma is also called Bhagwan. But one who has power, prosperity, excellence, brilliance, generosity, these are also Bhagwan. That's why Sri Ram and Sri Krishna are also called Bhagwan Sri Ram, Bhagwan Sri Krishna. There's nothing wrong in saying that. When we say that they are Paramatma, then there's a little bit of an issue there. But saying that they possessed all of these qualities, that they were Purushottam, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. These are things that we pray for. And in this text, it says, Aishwaryasya samagrasya dharmasya yashasa shriyaha jnana vairagya yoshchaiva snanam bhaga itirana. It says, all prosperity, dharma, honor, wealth, jnana is knowledge, and vairagya, detachment. Someone who has all of these is Bhagwan. And if you see my citation, you can't see it on the bottom there, but this comes from the Vishnu Puran. Now, why I'm quoting this is just to say, people who say that Sri Ram and Sri Krishna are God himself, this is also from their Shastras. It's saying one who has all of these things is Bhagwan. And here when we say wealth, we do mean physical wealth too. Sri Ram and Sri Krishna were kings. Sri Krishna was the king of the Yaduvansh, and then Sri Ram was king of Ayodhya and Kaushal Desh. So we need to have that prosperity, that spiritual, mental, intellectual prosperity, but that physical prosperity, that wealth, swasti, is also important. So that's why they are both called Bhagwan as well. So just to clear that up, there's nothing wrong. So when we want to sing the bhajan, Krishna jin ka naam hai, Gokul jin ka dham hai, aise Shri Bhagavan ko, aise Shri Bhagavan ko, barambar pranam hai, barambar pranam hai. We're just giving salutation to that soul who was Bhagwan. So it's okay, we can sing that in Vedic settings, I think. Pandits, if you have any disagreement, please tell me after and I'll correct it next week. But this is from the evidence that I've seen. Now, going on to a more serious topic, a more serious note. Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetre, sorry. This is where the battle of the Mahabharata took place, and this is where Sri Krishna's Dharmajya, Purushsarajya, his knowledge of Dharma, his knowledge of people really shined. But there's also what we would say, if we look at it at face value, a lot of contradictions in Dharma. So I'll explain some of these. But why is looking at history, looking at Ramayana and Mahabharata important? And I think this is for all of us Vedic Arya Samaj followers to know. I think we've kind of shied away from Ramayana and Mahabharata because of the connotation that Sri Ram and Sri Krishna are God. But if you look at Valmiki Ramayana and Ved Vyas Mahabharata, it is important to know our history, not just, when we take history classes on modern history. When I say modern, I mean up till like maybe 1,000 years ago, up till the time of Jesus Christ. But this is our history as well, our itihas. And in the Adi Parva, this is kind of the preface, I would say, of the Mahabharata. One of the narrators, his name was Ugrashrava Sauti. So Ugrashrava Sauti Uvacha, Itihasa pradipena moha varana ghatina loka garbha griham kritsnam yathavam samprakashitam. It says, by the radiant light of history, of itihas, the shroud of ignorance is destroyed, and the inner sanctum of our entire being is illumined with wisdom. Illumined. Samprakashitam. And we know Satya Prakash, the light of truth. This is also another light that has been given to us. So it's important for us to know Mahabharata and Ramayana as followers of Arya Samaj as well. Now, there's two things that I want to really touch on in 5 minutes. So this is at the very end of the Bhagavad Gita. Sanjay, so we know that the Bhagavad Gita, Sanjay is actually narrating it to Dhritarashtra. So at the end, Sanjay Uvacha, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shrir Vijjayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Sanjay says, wherever Yogeshwar Krishna is and where there's that archer Arjun, there will be grace, there will be victory, there will be power and prosperity, there will be firm and unshakable policies. This is what I believe for sure. Now, Pandit Deepak during special mantra said, Sam gachadvam, sam vadadvam, sam vo manansi janatam. A mantra encouraging unity. But this does not just literally mean Yogeshwar, Sri Krishna, and Arjun. This is also a lesson to say we live in a society. It is important to choose who our friends are. You have the wise one, the one who knows dharma, and then you have the one who performs the action. This is also should be a unity within our minds. Arjun represents the action, and Krishna represents the intellect. These two things need to act in harmony. And Arjuna always listened and was never offended by Sri Krishna. When Sri Krishna would say, look, be careful of Kardana, he is very great. Arjuna wouldn't say, oh, but I'm great too. Why is he talking like that? Is he not on my side? He would always, and Arjuna would always listen to him because he knew that Sri Krishna had his best interest at heart. And this is actually how, and there was always an asking and answering. That's the whole Bhagavad Gita, is a question and answer. So even when Arjuna didn't understand, he sought out help, and then Sri Krishna didn't see that as, why is he not listening to me? I'm his Sarathi, I'm his charioteer, he should listen to me. Another important thing, why it's important to choose our friends, we have this image here. It's said that even after Sri Krishna expounded the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, Arjuna was still a little hesitant because after all, it was his family. Bhishma was his grandfather. And Sri Krishna could tell that he was holding back. And Sri Krishna was very frustrated because he said, I gave you all this knowledge before the war started, and now you still are holding on, you're still not listening. So it said that his eyes were red with Sri Krishna, his eyes were red with anger. And he jumped off of his chariot and was going to throw the chakra, the wheel, at Bhishma, because he said, if Arjuna isn't going to do it, I'm going to do it. But remember, Sri Krishna took a vow. He said, I would never take up arms in this fight, because he was actually cousins to both the Pandavas and the Kauravas. So he said, to be impartial, I cannot take up arms. But he gave Duryodhan and Arjuna a choice. He said, there's me who will not take up arms, but I will guide you, and you have my Sena from my country. You choose which one you want. And this Sena was very well trained. So Duryodhan had the first choice, and he said, well, of course I want the Sena if you're not going to fight for me. I want the army. If you're not going to fight for me, what use is that? And in his ignorance, that's what he thought. It said that the Kauravas had 11 armies and the Pandavas had 7. So they were very much, I would say, at a disadvantage. But what did the Pandavas have on their side? Knowledge. They had the right people. They weren't just people like Karna or Mamu Shakuni, who were just, like, I would say, sweet talking the Kauravas. Oh, you're so great. They just gave them all this bad advice. They had the right people on their side. And you can see how Sri Krishna, he kind of instigated Arjuna and said, look, if you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it. I don't care if I break this vow. Bhishma has to be killed because he is such a force to be reckoned with. And you see Arjuna on the bottom here holding back Sri Krishna. He said, please, I'll do it. He says, I don't want you to break your vow. I'll do it. And so you see that instigating. Sometimes your friends will instigate you to do the right thing. You have to learn how to listen. Sometimes they instigate you to do the right thing for the right reason. So don't always take offense to what they have to say. This is one of the lessons of the Mahabharata. Secondly, my second point is, this is what Sri Krishna says about dharma. He says, Dharanat dharma ityahu. So I'll sing this. Shri Bhagwan Uvacha. Dharanat dharma ityahu. Dharmom dharayati prajaha. Yahasya dharanas samyuktaha. Sadharma iti nishchayaha. Sadharma iti nishchayaha. Bhagwan Shri Krishna says, because it upholds and protects, that is what is called dharma. Dharma sustains society. Hence, only that action which protects and upholds is aligned with dharma. Now, what if I told you that telling the truth can be a dharma? That being loyal to family can be a dharma? That following the rules of battle can be a dharma? Adharma. You didn't hear that incorrectly. Adharma. We have the 10 lakshanas of dharma. Dhriti kshama damo vasteyam. So, dhir vidya satyam akrodho. So you all might be asking, if satyam, if truth, is one of the 10 qualities of someone who is dharmic, how can telling the truth be adharmic? Sri Krishna narrates this. There was a fight actually between Arjuna and Yudhishthira during the Mahabharata. And Sri Krishna says, so Arjuna took this vow that whoever insulted his bow, because it was a divine weapon, that they would kill them. And there was a fight. I wouldn't go into too much detail, I don't have the time, but there was a fight, a disagreement between Arjuna and Yudhishthira. And Yudhishthira ends up telling Arjuna, why are you even fighting? Just give Sri Krishna your bow, because of course you're not doing, you're showing fear, you don't want to attack the enemy. You're being a coward. So now Arjun says, well, now I made this vow, and now I have to kill my brother. And Sri Krishna asks him, what are you doing? You want to uphold a vow that is extremely silly. And when you say that you're being truthful to yourself, what truth is this? You're going to kill your brother over this. And he narrates a story with Rishi Kaushika. Rishi Kaushika took a vow that he would never tell a lie. And in deep meditation in the forest, there was a group of villagers that came to him and said, look, some bandits are chasing us. Please, we're going to go in one direction. Please tell them, if they come to you, tell them we went in another direction. So said, so done. The bandits come, and they said, which direction did the villagers go in? So now Rishi Kaushika made this vow, and he said, well, he told them the truth. He said they went that way, and the bandits end up killing the villagers. So now when it's time for Rishi Kaushika, he expects that, he upheld his vow, and he should deserve moksha for upholding this righteous vow. He came back. He was reincarnated back into a lower life form. Why? Because even though he was telling the truth, that truth was adharma. It led to the loss of life. It did not sustain. So in that case, that telling the truth is adharma. Loyalty to family. There's so many instances where, in both Ramayana and Mahabharata, where if your family is doing adharma, you have no obligation to support them. The whole Mahabharata, cousins were fighting cousins. Even Sri Krishna killed his own Mamu Kans in his youth because he was doing adharma. If you take the case of Sri Ram supported the fighting of brothers not once but twice. We say that Sri Ram and Sri Krishna were knowledgeable of Vedas. Of course they knew Oma Bhrata Bhrataram Dviksham, that a brother should not fight a brother. But yet, Sri Ram supported the fighting of Vali and Sugriv. And when Vibhishan came, Sri Ram didn't say, hey, Vedas say, oh ma brata brataram dviksham. You can't go against your brother, Otherwise you'll be going against the Ved. No, he said, look, your brother is doing a dharma. You want to come to my side. I am doing dharma, what is righteous. So that must be supported. This is what Sri Krishna and Sri Ram stood for. And it didn't just happen overnight. He wasn't always against them. Sri Krishna tried so much for the Mahabharata to be prevented. But now that it happened, the situation changes. And he said, well, there's no more time for treaty and whatnot. It's time to fight. We have to fight no matter what. So in this point, I just want to say that there is this, I would say, and I'm not going to hold back my words. I mean, I rarely do, but this is a very strong point I want to make, that in our Western philosophy and in our social philosophy, we say, oh, there's no such thing as black and white. Everything is gray, right? This is something you hear a lot when everyone is faced with a tricky situation. There's no black and white. There's gray, whatever. That is such a toxic, adharmic, anti-Vedic thought process. There is most definitely black and white. There is most definitely right and wrong. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it says, Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. You have not one, not two, three black and white. You have asat and sat. You have untruth and truth. Jyotir and tamas, light and darkness. And mrityu amritam, death and immortality. There is most definitely a path that we want to follow. And we shouldn't stray from that. Even though Sri Krishna and Sri Ram were faced with these tricky situations, they never stood idle. They never said, boy, I don't know what to do now. Ved's saying one thing, but Dharma's saying another thing. I don't know. There was never that inaction. And that is also what that philosophy, that black and white, and there's no black and white, there's gray, that is also what it leads to, is inaction and indecisiveness, which in itself is a dharma. Sri Krishna says it's better to do your dharma imperfectly than it is to not do any dharma, not do any action at all. So we need to constantly strive to be dharmic. And how do we do that? This is the last point I'm going to make. Oh, I didn't put the citation in this one, but anyway, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena Chetasa Nanya Gamina Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati Parthano Chintayan. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, O Arjun, through constant practice, abhyas yoga, one would maintain the mind, intellect, and awareness in constant communion with me. Again, when Shri Krishna says me, he is speaking on behalf of that Supreme Paramatma. So he says, when you constantly practice, when you constantly learn, when you constantly try to do the dharmic thing, that is abhyas yoga. And that is the secret to being dharmic. And in that way, you would follow dharma without even knowing it, without even having to read it. You could make decisions, okay, my cousins are doing a dharma. I want to fight for dharma, so I must fight them. Even their acharyas, the Dronacharya who taught Arjuna archery, he had to kill him, or he had to fight against him. We would say that is a huge dilemma. How do you fight against your guru? But if the guru is on the side of a dharma, dharma is only that which sustains. So in that case, it's okay. But we can't make these decisions. Don't say, oh, well, Sri Krishna broke all these rules, so it's okay for me to break all these rules. You have to learn abhyas yoga. And he ends with, such a person upon leaving the body will attain Paramam Purush, that supreme divine personality. This is the message of Sri Krishna, of the Mahabharata. to follow dharma no matter what. And you'll see that if you follow dharma, actually, even though you have to fight someone or whatnot, everything ends up being okay in the end. Even though you have to there's a little violence, a little war, everything is okay. Look in the Ramayana, after Sri Ram fought, what happened after that? Ram Rajya. A time when everyone was happy, everyone was peaceful, they would even say that children would not even die before their parents. Everything was in natural accordance. So this is the message of Yogeshwar Sri Krishna. So let us all try to learn and try to be this dharmic individual and have this Purushottam and aspire to that status of Bhagwan. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Purohit Neeraj, for that excellent message. And that is just the tip of the iceberg of the Bhagavad Gita. This text is very readily available. You can find it online. Please access this text. Let's get acquainted with our literature. I'm so glad that I came to Mandir today because I'm in a situation at work where I didn't know what to do. And what I was going to do is not do anything. So thank you for bringing that message. Now I know that I have to do something at whatever the cost is. So I'm glad I came to Mandir. I would like to thank all of you for being here today, whether you're joining us physically in Mandir. Thank you for joining us, and I'm sure that you are glad that you're here because of our message, because of our program today. Thank you for those of you who joined us online. If you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, thank you for joining us. You know, a lot goes on for our programs to come together. There is a team that puts together our program. I would like to thank that team for putting together today's program. I would like to thank our producer, Bhai Stefan, and I think Bhai Rajan also helped him. To our musicians, Bhai Neeraj, Bhai Devendra, and Bhai Rajan, thank you for being here. Thank you for helping us and helping us through and making this program what it is. For everyone who participated to make today's program a reality, thank you. And very importantly, for those of us that helped to prepare today's lunch, Bensati, thank you very much for preparing lunch today. Whoever, in whatever form you helped to bring today's program together, thank you. I will now invite Bhai Devendra and Bhen Darshini to do Devendra to do our Arti Bhajan, and then we'll go into our closing pratna. And after we do our closing pratna, we're going to invite Bhai Dev to talk to us for 2 minutes. So please stay on for that.
May we all stand for Arti Bhajan and closing partner. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare भक्त जनों के संकट भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे जो ध्यावे पल पावे दुख विन से मन का स्वामी दुख विन से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा स्वामी पाप हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ
संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। अठ शांति पाठः। ओम द्यौ शांति रंतरिक्षं शांति पृथ्वी शांति रापः शांतिर ओषधयः शांति वनस्पत्यः शांतिर विश्वदेवाः शांतिर ब्रह्मा शांति सर्वं शांतिः शांतिरेव शांति सामा शांतिरेधि। ओम शांतिः शांतिः शांतिः। Let us all chant very proudly. प्रेम से बोलो ओंकार भगवान की
जय।
प्रेम से बोलो मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम श्री रामचंद्र की
जय।
प्रेम से बोलो योगेश्वर श्री कृष्ण चंद्र की
जय।
प्रेम से बोलो सीता माता की
जय।
प्रेम से बोलो महर्षि दयानंद सरस्वती जी की
जय।
और प्रेम से बोलो वैदिक सत्य सनातन धर्म की
जय।
भोजन मंत्र। ओम अनपते अनस्यनो देहि अनमिवस्य शुष्मिनः प्रप्रदातारं तारिष ऊर्जन्नो देहि द्विपदे चतुष्पदे। ओम शांतिः शांतिः शांतिः। सबको नमस्ते।
Devotees all, namaste. I'm coming from Arya Samaj, USA, and happy birthday to the celebrants. Just a quick history lesson. As Bhaiji was saying in the Prabhachan, we know that Columbus came to the Americas in